Hi there, folks. Welcome to another episode of Worth Collecting. Today, Killer Instinct.
Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Absolutely. Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Worth collecting today. Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Yes, it is.
So, the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a series of 1994 games. Why? I don't know, but this is the last in the series. This is the last of my 1994 games that aren't PC. And one of the reasons for that is in about 92, 93, I stopped collecting console games. Mainly because I never had a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis of my own until I was an adult. And we got our first decent PC in like 90, 91. So I started playing a lot of Sierra games, King's Quest, Space Quest, Police Quest, point-and-click adventures, and I started playing a lot of like tactical simulation games, and lost interest in console games. And I didn't regain that until probably PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy VII. Now, Killer Instinct's interesting because it almost didn't make this list. This is the Super Nintendo version of the original Killer Instinct 1 for the arcade. It was not supposed to come out on the Super Nintendo. It was supposed to come out in 1995 for the Nintendo Ultra 64, which never materialized and would have become which basically the idea turned into the Nintendo 64. So instead, they rushed a port of this for the Super Nintendo in 94. Hermes is here joining me today, but he's being off camera because he's a butt and you see his tail's flicking around. He's not happy. What can you do? But you know how this works. I'm going to play the game for a little bit, and I'm going to highlight some of the interesting highlights. And here is Brownie. I've never had them both sitting with me at the same time. Hermes is not happy. Are you going to sit on his tail, Brainbeam? Both kitties for one video. Oh, there goes Brownie. All right. So let's give it a go. I only have 19 seconds. So we have our stereotypical boxer. We have our reanimated corpse. Our typical Native American, ice creature. This is a weird cybernetic, fire creature. Your anthropomorphic animal and or lycanthrope, female, dinosaur, ninja. We're going with the skeleton. All right. So basically, the moveset list is fairly similar to Street Fighter, but it incorporated some ideas from Mortal Kombat as far as like finishing moves, humiliation moves, whatnot. So you get 2 life bars, not 2 rounds. When your life bar is empty, it stops and you move on. Easy peasy. Speed qualified. Don't know what that means, but we're going with it. Now, there's a huge following for the Killer Instinct franchise. I'm not one of them. Did not enjoy this series. One of the reasons why is A, I didn't own it. So to get good at it, I had to go to the arcade and spend a lot of quarters. B, it's really heavily combo driven. And at the time, we didn't really have, the internet to look things up on easily. So you had to buy magazines or read them at Walden Books and try to memorize the combos to go home. Apparently I have a teleport move. Alright, so I just got my butt handed to me. But I'm saying it's very heavily combo driven, and it's like a move does a combo or a set of like attacks, and you got to kind of string them together, and it's so heavily driven by the combo system, 30-40 hit combos. I just didn't have the time to memorize them, so I just couldn't get good at this game. And I'm not a sore loser, I didn't enjoy playing it because I never seemed to get any better, and I just got stomped really bad. And there were other, games that I enjoyed playing more, like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter games. And he's just cheesing me with the same freaking combo move over and over again. And it drives me crazy. I hate it. And I can't figure out any moves. There, I got a combo. I guess he's a charge character. Oh, I got a super combo. Woohoo! I feel a little better. All right. So it's like one of those games where you just don't let off the attack. You just keep attacking nonstop. Don't block. Just stay on the offense. I assume if somebody's really good, they know where to look for the animation ends and whatnot. It was never really my thing. But like I said, huge following for this game. A lot of people still play it. They do tournaments for it. Still, this version, like the Super Nintendo version, the arcade version, I know people get together and like have cash prize tournaments for it. There was a second Killer Instinct that came in the arcade, and they were going to release the version of it for the Super Nintendo. They made it, but they never released it. And then they later released it as Killer Instinct Gold on the Nintendo 64. Then in about 2013, they did a reboot, remaster of the first game, and it was released on, I believe, Xbox 360. Not 100% sure what system it was released on. I know it wasn't on PlayStation because I couldn't play it. Did I mention there was a dinosaur? Because there's a dinosaur. He's a velociraptor. Got to get your Jurassic Park in there, right? I mean, the dude even has a rising uppercut move like Ryu from Street Fighter. And it's highly effective. I got a sword. Does he even scream Hadouken? I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel that the game is very original or creative. However, I do feel that it had a lasting impression on the video game industry with its combo system. Because I feel like even Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat kind of adapted similar things from this particular series that they incorporated into their games later. I mean, this is Nintendo and Midway and Rare that released this particular game. So you knew that Mortal Kombat was going to adapt some of the items. That was kind of cute. All right, so you can tell I'm not very good at this game, and that's not tainting my opinion of whether or not this game is worth collecting. All right, so our opinions. I picked this game up for right at $11 at Second and Charles a couple of years ago, and Second and Charles has kind of high prices. So you could probably find it a little bit cheaper at your local retro store. It is going on price charting for about $12 right now. Sorry, 12.56 right now. Complete in box, about 70 bucks and $315 new. Yeah. So all in all, not a super high price game, especially for a Super Nintendo game. Um, I guess they made a lot of these, and the series, although I feel it's still going strong and it's still got a great following, I guess just didn't catch on as well as, say, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or even the lesser known ones that I enjoy, like Soul Calibur or Soul Edge. I feel like got a lot more love than this particular game. And we're not even going to talk about Tekken because you know how I feel about that. But for 12 bucks, yeah, totally pick this up and jam to it for a little while. Now that with the internet, you can take the time to kind of look at the combos and figure them out and get good. Really have to familiarize yourself with the combo breaker system if you're going to be any good. And I guess every character has a different combo breaker move that you have to learn. So, again, 12 bucks, totally worth collecting. Even 70 bucks for an inbox or 60 bucks for an inbox isn't a bad price for this game. There's a lot of characters, fairly large amount of moves for each one for a late Super Nintendo game. Yeah, so give it a shot. Killer Instinct, it's fun. I'll never like it as much as, say, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. So it was never really a game for me, but I could totally see how a lot of people could enjoy this and get into it. So Killer Instinct, worth collecting? Yes, it is. Next week, I have no idea what I'll be doing. I did pick up a new Nintendo game that I might be showing off for y'all. One that I watched somebody else's humorous review on it, and I'm trying not to let that review taint my review because it was super funny and they gave it a really low score, but I remember enjoying it when I played it, and that was Demon Sword. So maybe we'll have a look at that next week. Join me then. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good day.